This pyramid is representative of what we call flux fields. We have electricity. At the center of electricity is magnetism. At the center of magnetism is a flux. It's a higher dimensional energy known by many names such as dark energy, tachyons, monopoles, gravitons. We call it etheron energy. It's the energy that's keeping us conscious and alive, and it's not a static or stationary energy. It's a pulse, it's a surge, it's the beating heart of all existence. It's the ultimate fundamental particle in the universe, and I know how to harness it.
Knew that there was an energy grid around the world. We're only rediscovering this energy grid, and it seems to be that these ancient cultures built all their sacred temples and sites on these nodal points of this giant energy grid around the world. And this is what you find with all the ancient sites, right? And there's Adam's calendar, look, right there, bang. And the pyramid right above it. So this is phenomenal, because then you find this clay tablet, and this is real. This is not even a Sitchin translation. This comes from the Schoen collection in Oslo. And it says, in distant days, in those days after destinies had been decreed, after An and Enlil had set up the regulations for heaven and earth, Enki, the exalted knowing God, by the rules for heaven and earth, the fixed rules, he set up cities. My God, what are they telling us here? They knew that there was an energy grid that covered the earth, and that this energy grid was somehow echoed in the sky. The rules for heaven and earth. This was mimicked in the sky. And there's a lot more information I can share with you about physical evidence that there is, in fact, this energy grid in the sky. It is also now evident that the Anunnaki were the ones that put this energy grid in the sky. 2 days before I left to come here, I got a phone call from a guy that knows how to measure this stuff. He has no idea that I'm talking about this. Out of the blue, he told me, you know what, I started measuring these weird energy grids above the North Pole and above the South Pole. Above the North Pole and above the South Pole. They're about 20 by 20 kilometers. And I found scattered fragments of it around the world. It's like it's the remains of some ancient energy grid around the planet. The rules, the fixed rules for heaven and earth. And then suddenly I discover that David Wilcock's been talking about these rules that are encoded in the emblems of the Air Force and the Army and whatever in the military, and they refer to these bands around the earth as the rules. They don't know where they come from, but they've always been there. Well, guess what? The Sumerian tablets just tell us where they come from and who put them in place.